The more you expose your dreams, the easier they become targets. Every time you speak before the right time, you give away what was meant to grow inside you. Your words feel like action, but they scatter energy. What was once magnetic becomes diluted. And the truth is simple. Those who speak too much create too little. There's a silent power in disappearing, not to hide, but to rebuild in ways no one expects. When you vanish into your own world and commit to becoming unrecognizable, you don't just transform, you make the noise irrelevant. Today, you'll learn how to build realities so powerful that no doubt, interference, or fear will ever destroy them. You'll master the lost art of silent creation, the hidden way ancient initiates shape destiny without speaking too soon. By the end, you'll know how to protect your dreams, concentrate your energy, and bend reality through pure vibrational coherence. You'll discover why silence isn't emptiness, it's condensed power, and why the dreams you guard in stillness grow stronger than any you try to force. This ancient wisdom will change the way you speak, dream, and create forever. If you're ready to reclaim the true force of creation, subscribe now, and let's begin the journey into the sacred art of building the unseen. Have you ever talked so much about a dream that it faded before it even started? Every word you speak sends a ripple into the quantum field, scattering the pure frequency you once held so tightly. It feels good to talk. It feels like movement. But in truth, every careless word is a leak in the vessel of your creation. Pause and feel this for a second. Silence isn't absence. It's energy crystallizing into reality. Words are not innocent. Each time you explain your vision to someone who cannot hold it, your vibrational field fractures just a little more. Imagine a balloon filled with your highest intention. Each word you speak pokes a tiny hole, and the pressure that once built your dream begins to escape. Here's the thing. Manifestation requires compressed energy, not energy spilled into every passing conversation. The universe doesn't announce its masterpieces while they're still raw. A star doesn't proclaim itself while forming in the void. It radiates silently until it becomes undeniable. Your creations are no different. They demand the sacred condensation of your emotional frequency before they are strong enough to survive exposure. Remember, energy gathers where words do not scatter. Every time you speak about a dream too soon, you surrender a part of its unseen power. The observer creates reality, but when you invite too many eyes, you invite too many conflicting fields into your intention. The vibration dilutes, bends, and sometimes collapses under the weight of misaligned frequencies. This is why so many dreams die not by failure, but by premature exposure. Let's go deeper. In the silence of your mind, your dream gathers mass. It aligns your brain and heart in coherence, forming a neurofrequency that bends the vibrational reality around you. But the moment you start narrating it too early, you pull yourself out of presence and into the fragmented collective unconscious. You trade pure energy for fleeting validation, and the price is often your destiny. Focus plus emotion. Creation, not focus plus explanation. Every time you need to explain yourself, ask, am I feeding my dream, or am I leaking its magic into the void? Even better, hold your vision so tightly within that it grows its own gravitational field, pulling the unseen into form. Here's the silent truth most will never tell you. Every word spoken is a wave sent to sculpt your future. The seeds you protect in silence bloom with an unstoppable force. True power is spoken not by the mouth, but by the frequency you embody in silence. When you master this, speaking less doesn't feel like withholding. It feels like forging worlds within. Ready for the shift? Hit the like button right now if this truth is vibrating through you, because in a moment, you'll discover how the universe itself teaches creation through silence, and why your soul has always known this. Have you noticed how the greatest forces of creation unfold in complete silence? A seed breaks through the soil with no announcement, only pure invisible will. Stars are born in the black void, unseen by any eye until they blaze into form. The most powerful transformations begin where no noise can reach. Your life is no different. Dreams need the same hidden soil, the same sacred darkness to take root. Speaking about them too soon is like digging up a seed to prove it's growing. Pause and feel this for a second. Real power grows where no one's looking. The quantum field doesn't respond to noise, it responds to concentrated presence. When you nurture your dream silently, you align your intention with universal law. Focus plus emotion. Creation, but only if the frequency is condensed and undisturbed. Silence isn't passivity, it's concentrated vibration forming realities. Spine. Think about gestation. A child grows in absolute darkness, away from questions, opinions, doubts. Creation needs this same unseen space to organize itself without interruption. Expose it too soon, and you weaken the force that could have made it inevitable. Even your breath knows this secret. Inhale quietly, letting energy build within, unseen but undeniable. Your dreams breathe the same way, expanding invisibly, gathering momentum. The universe whispers to those who have mastered the stillness within. Here's the thing. When you master the art of silent creation, you stop chasing validation. You become a magnet, pulling reality toward you with invisible precision. And you realize, noise is the illusion, silence is the true architect. If you're feeling the shift inside you, trust it. Because up next, you'll see why exposing your dreams too soon is the most silent sabotage there is, and how to finally protect what you're building from within. Pause and feel the roots anchoring deeper. Something sacred is just beginning to unfold. Have you ever shared a dream with someone, only to feel its magic disappear? There's a reason it happens, and it's not about jealousy or bad luck. Speaking, your dreams too soon triggers a dangerous energetic phenomenon. The more you talk, the more you leak the raw force they need to survive. Your brain rewards you for announcing your dreams, tricking you with a false sense of progress. Neurofrequency shifts when we talk instead of act, satisfying the mind without moving reality. It feels like you're building, but inside the quantum field, the structure collapses. Pause and feel this for a second. Words can steal the future they were meant to describe. Imagine a fire exposed to strong wind. It flares up brilliantly, but only for a moment, before burning itself out. Every spoken intention without protection faces the same fate. Exposure accelerates consumption, and what could have been eternal vanishes. Where focus plus emotion, creation, attention split across conversations equals dissolution. The vibrational reality around you demands coherence, not scattered broadcasts. Each person you tell adds their doubts, fears, and unconscious interference. Your dream, once pure, gets weighed down by unseen hands. It's not about secrecy out of fear. It's about protecting sacred formation. When you talk too much, you move from presence into the collective unconscious. You trade raw creation for the fragile approval of others, and sometimes, the price is losing what you never even gave a chance to live. Here's what no one tells you. What you guard in silence grows roots deeper than destiny. Every reckless word is a fracture in the mirror of your becoming. The dreams you protect in the unseen are the ones that grow unstoppable. Pause and reflect. How many realities have you sacrificed by speaking too early? Comment below. What dream would you have protected differently if you knew this truth? The next truth will hit even deeper, because silence was once a sacred law among the initiates. Long before modern teachings, ancient initiates lived by one sacred rule: silence. Not as weakness, but as the armor of manifestation. The more potent the intention, the more fiercely it was guarded. Creation, they knew, starts unseen and must stay unseen until strong. In the ancient mystery schools, every word spoken was considered a ritual. You didn't just talk. You invoked frequencies, you shaped fields, you altered paths. To speak carelessly was to invite chaos into a delicate vibrational process. Pause and feel this for a second. Words are spells in the architecture of reality. Initiates understood something we often forget today. Reality bends through alignment between intention and the field, not through external noise. Every oath of silence was a shield protecting the seed of manifestation. Breaking the silence meant fracturing the energy that fed creation itself. Here's where most people get it wrong. They mistake speaking for action, forgetting that real action starts inward. Sacred creation demands inner coherence before outer revelation. Sacred creation begins in the chambers of silent intention. The law of silence isn't about fear, it's about energetic transmutation. It's about allowing emotion as the raw material of expansion to ferment in the unseen. It's about knowing that presence isn't passive, it's the active forging of destiny. And silence is its hidden forge. When the vibration is strong enough, reality itself reveals your creation. Not because you spoke louder, but because you vibrated deeper. Energy doesn't need applause to work its miracles. It only needs undivided resonance with your intention. The initiates left no manuals, only invisible codes encrypted into myths. One of those codes was clear. Power lost through speech is almost impossible to reclaim. Noise seeks validation. Silence seeks manifestation. You are either leaking your destiny or building it, breath by silent breath. Now let's go deeper. The real danger is not just in speaking, but in who hears you when you do. Next, you'll see why even the energy of others can sabotage what is still germinating. Stay close. The truth gets even more sacred from here. Every sound you make is a wave bending the invisible. Words aren't just air. They're energetic signatures carving into the quantum field. Each syllable either constructs your future or collapses what could have been. Pause and feel this for a second. Your voice is not harmless. It's creative force unleashed. Sound shapes matter. Through the study of cymatics, we see vibration organizing particles into sacred geometry. What you say isn't forgotten in the air. It imprints into the fabric of your vibrational reality. The sound you emit echoes in the unseen far longer than you imagine. When you speak, you are creating neurofrequencies that synchronize with emotion. Focus. Plus. Emotion. Creation, but careless speech equals chaotic manifestation. The lake of your life can remain still and reflective, or be shattered by reckless sound. Silence is the still water where miracles incubate unseen. Imagine standing before a sacred lake. Throw a single stone, and ripples distort the entire surface. Each word you release is a stone thrown into your own energetic field. Choose carefully what deserves to ripple, and what deserves stillness. Before speaking of your dreams, practice holding them in silent reverence. Meditate for just 1 minute before letting any vibration leave your lips. Presence refines your frequency. Hesitation restores your inner alignment. In silence, you gain the leverage to move mountains invisibly. Even better, realize this. To master silence is to hold the thread that weaves new realities. Words shouted into emptiness return empty, but silent intentions reshape worlds. Creation isn't loud, it's concentrated resonance. If this is awakening something deep inside you, stay with it. Because next, we're entering the most hidden dimension of silence, the invisible field where reality starts to bend, and the unseen becomes inevitable. Are you ready to step into the field before the world even knows? Before anything moves, in the visible world, it bends first in the invisible. The quantum field responds to coherent silence more powerfully than to scattered action. Manifestation starts not with doing, but with silent vibrational sculpting. Pause and feel this for a second. Creation begins before movement. Think of a field of wheat waving under a wind you can't see. Reality bends the same way. First invisible, then visible. When you silence your mind, you tune into the pre-movement of creation. Stillness isn't absence. It's the first echo of reality bending toward you. Every silent second spent in focused emotion plants a distortion into the field. That distortion is what later collapses into physical form. When your mind is noisy, you scatter possibilities before they can crystallize. Silence, on the other hand, creates gravitational pull. This is why contemplation matters. 5 minutes of true silent presence have more creative force than 5 hours of forced action. The field organizes around purity, not chaos. Focus plus emotion, creation, and silence is the forge of focus. The water must still before it can reflect the stars. In the same way, your vibrational field must calm before reality can mirror your intention. Noise is the static that drowns out your commands to the universe. Silence is the clear channel through which destiny listens. Silence is not emptiness. It is the architecture of worlds unseen. Energy gathers where words do not scatter. Holding space without speaking allows reality to bend itself into alignment with your dream. Speak too soon, and the field collapses back into random waves. Now let's go deeper, because the biggest threat to your dream isn't just your own noise. It's the invisible interference of others when you expose your sacred work too early. The next revelation may change how you protect everything you are building. Every time you speak your dreams out loud, you open a door. And not everyone who walks through it carries the energy to protect what you're building. Some bring doubt, fear, or unconscious interference into your field. Pause and feel this for a second. Dreams exposed too soon are dreams endangered. The collective unconscious is not neutral. It is a chaotic storm of hopes, fears, projections, and invisible battles. When you expose your dream prematurely, it absorbs vibrations that were never yours. What you intended to nourish becomes poisoned by unseen frequencies. Imagine your dream as a flame. Each careless revelation is a gust of cold wind striking it. The flame wavers, weakens, and sometimes extinguishes before it even becomes a fire. Silence instead shields your flame behind walls no wind can breach. Energy is contagious. Doubt vibrates just as powerfully as faith, but in the wrong direction. Every skeptical glance, every careless comment plants seeds of disruption. The most dangerous sabotage is often unintentional and invisible. Here's the thing. When you protect your dream in silence, you starve interference and feed destiny. You give it time to mature into something no doubt can uproot. The dream becomes sovereign, untouchable. Practice the Hermetic strategy. Plan in silence. Nurture in silence. Reveal only when the roots are too deep to be torn. Now let's go deeper. Because the true art of creation is not just about protection, it's about mastering the secret codes of silent manifestation. Next, you'll learn the invisible technique used by masters to birth realities without ever speaking a word. There's a sacred code few ever speak of. Creation thrives in secrecy. What you nurture in silence grows with a purity that noise can never touch. When you reveal too soon, you expose your dream to energetic erosion. Pause and feel this for a second. Silence isn't hiding, it's consecrating. The code of silent creation is simple, yet powerful. Protect your seed until its roots are stronger than external storms. Speak only when the vibration has matured into undeniable reality. Premature exposure shifts power from your field to the collective noise. Think of a tree growing underground. You don't see the roots, you only see the strength that appears later. Your dreams need the same hidden gestation to anchor deeply into the field. Silence grants protection. Silence grants gravity. Use focus. Emotion. Creation inside the unseen. Feel your dreams expanding in vibrational reality before you chase physical validation. The quantum field organizes not by announcement, but by coherence. You are already creating when you feel it, not when you explain it. Here's the practice. The seed in the womb technique. Imagine your dream wrapped in the fertile darkness of the subconscious. Feed it daily with silent emotion, not scattered words. Let it become inevitable before it ever becomes visible. Even better, sacred creation begins in the chambers of silent intention. The seeds you protect in silence bloom with an unstoppable force. When no one else sees, doubts cannot interfere. Growth becomes certain. If you're resonating with this sacred art, you're awakening the true creative force. Because soon, you'll need more than protection. You'll need active vibrational armor. Up next, discover how to shield your reality before you even take your first public step. Prepare to become untouchable. Before you share your dream with the world, you must fortify it from within. Reality tests the vibrational strength of every creation before allowing it to bloom. If your field is scattered or fragile, exposure becomes a weapon against you. Pause and feel this for a second. Silence isn't avoidance, it's preparation. To fortify your dream, you must first fortify your vibration. True protection is not outer defense, it's inner coherence. Brain plus. Heart incoherence creates a magnetic armor around your intention. Silence is the ritual that seals the cracks before the storm arrives. Blind exposure is sabotage disguised as enthusiasm. The field senses when you are unsure and amplifies the uncertainty. Sharing a fragile dream is like unveiling an unfinished bridge to a rushing river. Instead, build until your structure can carry its own weight in silence. Here's a sacred practice, consecrated silence. Before revealing any step, sit in presence and breathe deeply into your center. If your field feels shaky, you are not ready. When it feels immovable, destiny has already begun shifting around you. The signs are subtle but unmistakable. When you are fortified, doubts glance off you like rain on stone. You no longer seek permission or applause. The dream stands sovereign, rooted in vibrational certainty, focus plus emotion, creation, but time in silent alignment is the true catalyst. Creation is not rushed by urgency, it is matured by coherence. The strongest dreams unfold not by pushing, but by anchoring. Silence, patience, and emotional mastery forge unstoppable paths. Even better, the louder the world becomes, the more sacred your inner silence must be. To master silence is to hold the thread that weaves new realities. Silence transforms vulnerability into sovereign power. If this truth resonates with you, you're beginning to step into your own energetic mastery. Because up next, we reveal the final secret. Why silence was, and still is, the first law of true creators. Get ready to reclaim the origin of all manifestation. The final key is about to be placed in your hands. Before anything ever existed, there was silence. Not a void of nothingness, but a charged stillness, vibrating with infinite potential. Creation begins not with noise, but with sacred stillness gathering unseen power. Pause and feel this for a second. Silence is not absence, it's the birthplace of all worlds. The first law of the true creator is mastering the silent forge. Only in silence does emotion condense into intention, and intention into reality. Sound is secondary, vibration is primary. What you nurture in the invisible defines what appears in the visible. The Hermetic teachings echoed this timeless truth. The mind must first be still before it can wield the creative forces wisely. The field doesn't reward urgency, it rewards vibrational coherence born in silence. Noise dissipates, silence condenses. Here's the forgotten secret. Who controls? Silence controls the scaffolding of existence. Silence isn't passive, it's the active architecture of destiny. True creators build silently first, then let reality reveal their mastery. Focus plus emotion, creation, but only when aligned within the silent field. When you speak, you release vibration. When you remain silent, you concentrate it. Manifestation flows from focused stillness, not from scattered expression. The observer creates reality, but only if the observer listens first. Every intention birthed in sacred silence carries a magnetic blueprint. It pulls circumstances, people, and opportunities into alignment invisibly. You don't need to shout into the void, you need to harmonize with it. This is how true power moves, unseen, unstoppable, inevitable. Even better, the seeds you protect in silence bloom with an unstoppable force. The universe whispers to those who have mastered the stillness within. You are already heard, if you dare to listen first. Now it's time for action. Create something sacred this week, but don't tell anyone. Let it grow in silence, like a hidden root that cracks stone. Then watch as the world bends to the force you never had to announce. If this revelation resonated, share this video with someone who needs to remember their true creative power. And leave a comment. What will you now choose to create in silence? Because the journey has only just begun. True mastery lives beyond words, and you are already stepping into it. You've just remembered a truth the world tries to silence. Not everything must be spoken to be real. What you protect in silence gathers weight, and what you withhold from noise begins to shape the unseen. Real creators don't explain themselves. They don't ask for permission. They align, they vibrate, and they allow reality to respond. Now, you hold that power. Quiet, precise, relentless. If this journey sparked something inside you, subscribe to the channel and leave a like to honor the version of you that creates from presence. In the comments, write the phrase, "I create in silence, and reality obeys." Declare it as a living mantra, your inner shift made visible. Share this video with someone who needs the reminder. Your silence is not weakness. It's sacred architecture. Now that you've learned to protect your frequency, watch the next video where I reveal how the law of vibration truly shapes your reality. Step by step. It's time to master the invisible.